about the match between Sweden and England. Before that, I want to say something very upsetting for the Kolkatan fans who supported Brazil from the beginning, that yesterday Brazil lost their quarter-final match. Very upsetting. Do you think that Belgium is one of the contender for this World Cup?
Well, being a Brazil fan myself, it was indeed shocking that the team couldn't score one goal itself, which was needed to take the match towards extra time. But truly, the Belgium team, comprising of Romelu Lukaku, Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne, Vincent Kompany and all these players, they played really well, and Brazil lost so many chances up front. I remember in the very third minute of the match itself, Thiago Silva, Mr. Sitter, the ball was coming from right from the corner area, and there were so many moments, and the goalkeeper of the Belgian team, Thibaut Courtois, have made something around 10-12 saves. But definitely Douglas Costa, who came in much later, and alongside Renato Augusto, who scored the sole goal for the Brazil team. They tried their best, but to some extent the Brazil team couldn't match up the expectations which were upon them. So we saw the 5-time champions Brazil making an early exit, but definitely this time around we'll see Belgian team considered to be having the players of golden generation. They'll be playing against France in the semi-final, and I bet they are probably one of the contenders for this year's World Cup. If they can defeat France, I bet they will be definitely leading in the finals itself. But congratulations to the Belgian team, because for the first time they are in the semi-finals, and truly they have played well. They deserve every bit of acclaim they're getting this time around.
So coming to the previewing, so Sweden and England are playing their vital quarter-final match today. So which team looks more promising to reach the finals?
Well, you know, we have come to the business end of this year's World Cup, and whichever team wins today will be going to the semi-finals and playing the winner of the Croatia-Russia match. Now both the teams, they are pretty equipped with good players, but definitely England is well ahead with so many good players. Going into the team lineup, they have got someone like Harry Kane, who has been a wonderful form altogether throughout the year. He had a wonderful season with Tottenham Hotspur. Although Tottenham didn't win the EPL this time, he has been ably supported by Dele Alli, who is also expected to play today in the English lineup. Apart from them, Raheem Sterling, who plays for Manchester City right now, he's also in pretty good form. And Ashley Young and Tripper, all these players are there. And importantly, I feel Lingard's role, who plays for Manchester United, is going to be very important. I want to mention about John Stones also, who plays in the defense for Manchester City. And don't forget what Pickford did. I can remember the wonderful save he did in the match against Colombia. One thing I find good about this English team is that previously we haven't seen English team winning via penalties. They're making mess of the tiebreakers previously, even during the era when someone like David Beckham, Paul Scholes, all these players used to play. But this time around, this team looks pretty promising. But as far as the other team, Sweden, is concerned, even without Zlatan Ibrahimovic, they have a pretty composed side, and their style of play has changed altogether in all these years. And you must have seen the games we have seen them playing. They play a pretty, not a free football, but total football altogether, composed. They keep the formation altogether. Barring that match against Germany, they have been playing well, and they have got every bit of acumen to make this match an interesting one. And don't forget, this is not going to be a one-sided match. Don't expect England to win this match pretty easily. It has got all the components to be an evenly contested match today at Samara Arena.
Okay, so in the last match we saw that England won against Colombia via penalties. So what do you think gonna be their strategy for today's match?
Well, when you're playing tiebreakers itself, it's not about footballing quality or acumen. It's all about your luck, because you have got tremendous pressure and you need perseverance. And absolutely, when you're playing knockout round in World Cup itself, it's a different ball game. And we have seen the English team make an early exit with such tie-breaking moments in all these years. So definitely Gareth Southgate, who is the coach of the England team, will look to make the score line pretty good for the team within the 90 minutes itself. And basically what happens when you stretch the game itself, it depends, a golden goal or something. Nowadays we don't have the golden goal or silver goal, but definitely when you are playing 120 minutes of football itself, then both the teams have got more chances. But England being a heavier side with superstars all around, we are acquainted seeing all these players as far as team players from all these clubs are there. Even Loftus-Cheek, who's in the bench itself, someone who is also promising one, plays for Chelsea, and also we have got Marcus Rashford, who plays for Manchester United. So all these youngsters who are well equipped, they are playing for England today. So in all probability, I think it's England's game to lose, but definitely don't write off Sweden, because remember that how Sweden has played in all the group matches, and the match against Mexico, one of the pretty good teams of this year's World Cup. We have seen how Mexico has played against Brazil or Germany. Yeah. And we have seen that they have defeated the Mexican 3-0. Yeah. So this is definitely going to be a stern test for the English team today against the Swedes.
So we'll talk about these matches again, but we'll be right back after a short break. Stay tuned with us.
जिक्र जब भी जीएसटी की होती है तो नजरें ढूंढती हैं जीएसटी दोस्त विकास धनानिया को।
नमस्कार विकास जी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आने के लिए।
विकास धनानिया बात करते हैं पूरी जिम्मेदारी के साथ
कि यहाँ पर गुड्स को रिसीव्ड नहीं किया गया है। हाँ, लेकिन तब आपको ये प्रूफ करना पड़ेगा कि भाई हमने तो हैंड रिक्शा से मंगा लिया है।
आम आदमी जीएसटी को जानना चाहता है, लिहाजा सवालों का अंबार है। इन्हीं सवालों को समेटते हैं हमारे होस्ट राकेश। हर ट्यूसडे और फ्राइडे रात 8 बजे होस्ट राकेश और दोस्त विकास धनानिया हो जाते हैं आमने सामने, सिर्फ आपके लिए जियो बांग्ला पर। देखिए जीएसटी की बात दोस्त के साथ जियो बांग्ला पर।
We are back again. So Ranobir, talking about both the teams, what do you think? What's gonna be their strengths and weaknesses?
Well, definitely Sweden's strength is all about team game. They don't have big stars, and we know they have got some good players like Forsberg, Larsen, Olsen. Olsen has been a pretty good goalkeeper for them. Berg, Toivonen. These players are there, but you won't be fighting two big names. And as far as stars are concerned, I would like to name the name of Grankvist, who has been a pretty good player, a solid player who plays in the back itself and plays like a true captain, backs up his players and cheers up the team when the team is in. The only big player I think is Lindelof. Lindelof is one big player, and he has to take up the responsibility today. The Sweden's style of play is definitely going to be direct. What has been their usual approach in this year's World Cup we have seen, and it's going to be probably they are going to look at not conceding goals in the early half, and counter-attacking the English team is going to be an important thing. Basically, the fate of this match is going to be decided in the fight between the English attack and the Swedish defense. Yeah. So that is where we are going to see some fiery moves altogether, because the English team has got one of the best forward lines altogether in this year's World Cup, and we have to have none other than Mr. Harry Kane. Harry Kane has already scored 6 goals and one of the strong contenders of Golden Boot. Not only that, he has equaled the record of Gary Lineker, who really did achieve that in way back in 1980s. And another way, I think why Harry Kane's role is important, because he is one who not only creates chances, he scores goals, and he's a goal poacher. He waits in the penalty box itself, because he has got all the attributes of a true striker. And they have got players like Lingard and Henderson. We have seen what Henderson can do. We have seen playing for Liverpool. And Lingard, we have seen that even though Manchester United didn't win any cup last year, but still Lingard's performance has been stand out. As far as Raheem Sterling is concerned, he's consistent, his pace is truly an asset, and definitely the English coach is well aware of that. As far as Walker, Stones, Maguire is concerned, these three, the back three, these back three, they are pretty young, and as both aerial coverage and as far as ground clearance, these players have got both their attributes. So they make a complete team altogether. And on the other hand, Sweden also looks strong on paper. So I won't be surprised if you see that Gareth Southgate directs his players to go for the attack right from behind. And if England can score a brace within the first 20 minutes or so, it's game on. Because it's not going to be that easy for Sweden, because we know that they don't have too many goal scoring players. so they are to some extent restricted. So it depends on, as far as Swedish counter-attack is concerned, the midfielders of England need to be well aware of. We are saying in this year's World Cup that the fate of the match is being decided by the midfielders. In yesterday's match also, when Brazil was playing against Belgium, we saw in the first 20 minutes itself, it was all about Belgium, it was all about Kevin De Bruyne, who marshaled the Belgian compatriots pretty well in the midfield. So there I think the role of the midfielders is going to be very important, because we know when you're playing in a knockout match, you look to assess your opponent, then you decide to go all out attack. But as far as scores and others are concerned, I'm pretty sure this is not going to be pretty open football. Open style of football we expect, both the teams in full strong attack. Probably that's what we are not going to see today.
Yeah. So talking about the match between Sweden and Germany, we saw that Germany won, but Sweden was pretty much impressive. So what do you think that, what are their realistic chances of winning this year World Cup?
Yeah, it's not that Sweden went through pretty easy matches and they have come to the quarterfinals. Rather, they have played against Germany. And I still believe if Toni Kroos didn't score that spectacular free kick, or Sweden being awarded a penalty in between, Sweden could have won the match against Germany. And in that match, we have seen what defensive organization can be. We saw that so many Swedish fans saying that in this year's World Cup, we are missing Italy. But the way they are coming up with such defense, it reminds us of Catanaccio, the defense with which we are acquainted. And one important thing about Sweden is that every Sweden attack comes from their defense. So that actually shows the cohesiveness they have in the team. This is, I think, the English players need to be wary of, because they can't allow the Swedish players to go easy goals. As far as set pieces are concerned, they have got tall players. So whenever you see any Swedish corner or any free kick, remain well assured that they are going to create chances, and the English goalkeeper Pickford need to be well aware of such situation.
So lastly, I'm going to ask you that, what do you think, what's going to be the probable scoreline of this?
Well, an English victory by 2 goals is something we can expect, but I wouldn't be surprised if it comes something like 1-1 after 90 minutes and we have extra time. And if the match goes towards yet another tiebreaker, right, considering the current form of the two teams, I'll still go for England, because truly they look like a champion side, and I guess many fans of the Three Lions are already saying that this bunch of English players, they truly have the capability to win the next 3 matches and become the champions of this Russian World Cup.
Thank you, Ranubir, for joining us. Thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and share our Facebook page, and keep watching FIFA World Cup 2018. Till then, this is Shamadrita saying you bye-bye. Thank you.